absolutely. I think we were really disappointed with that aspect of the game last week, our maul defence, and we knew the Bulls were quite a good mauling team, and this week we wanted to front up and neglect that part of the game.
Dan, it seems of that red card this time around didn't sort of deter you guys from the plan, and you guys sort of grew probably in confidence and belief that you guys could win.
Yeah, look, I think played some of our best footy with 14 guys on the field there, and I must admit I did think it was a little bit of deja vu, but I was really proud of how the guys, we didn't tighten up and go into our shells. We kept playing and kept trying to execute the plan that we'd spoken about all week, and scored some nice tries. Obviously Tom Banks's was individual brilliance. Andy Muirhead's try was a really good team try, so yeah, really proud of how we applied ourselves in that last, well, I think it was roughly 20 minutes, was it? With 14 guys. Yeah, he's that type of player, isn't he? He has a huge influence at our club off the field. He has a huge influence on the field. You'd like to think, well, I'd like to see him get a bit more reward in and around the breakdown. I thought there's times there where he probably should have got reward and he didn't. But yeah, another very good performance, just leads through his actions.
Just on that, I mean, you spoke last week about the side growing, in stature and stuff. How big a win was this for you guys in the context of rugby you guys are?
Yeah, well, I think we won't know the answer to that until over the next couple of weeks. But it was a funny dressing room last week after the Lions game, because whilst we were disappointed, as coach, I was really happy with the progress we made. We challenged the boys to just use their skill, back their ability, and play with freedom, and that's something that I'm trying to encourage, and the other coaches are doing the same, and they loved it, they enjoyed it. At the end of the day, discipline is what killed the result for us last week. But we took some steps forward last week, and then again today. I just think Bulls present a different picture, very aggressive line speed, outside in, but they give you opportunity on an edge if you're disciplined with your depth and controlling your feet, and we executed that well. So we've got a young group of players. You'd like to think that guys like Fainga, Banks, Muirhead, these sort of boys, that they now understand they certainly belong at this level.
Just on the discipline as such, obviously, no matter how you look at those two red cards, 2 games, it's not what any coach wants.
No, I think, look, Folau was excellent last week against the Lions and played very well again today. I think it's a learning for him. You just got to, you got to control your emotions. That's a reality, and he let the emotion get the better of him. Look, I don't think it was vicious by any means. You'd like to think that red card today would be sufficient enough penalty, but yeah, there's a learning there for him.
How much of the traditional Bulls play did you study and apply today? Because it looked like you throttled the Bulls at several stages.
Yeah, we know, whilst John's obviously brought a different style to the Bulls, that they play a lot more side to side, play with a lot more width. They challenge you. They've got some very good footballers out there, very skillful players in the backs, and they did that today. But they complement that well, still with excellent maul and an excellent scrum. I think what we did well today is we probably defended them all very well, and we had the upper hand at scrum time. And in the second 40 minutes, I think in the first 40 minutes, we were under stress there defensively at times. At the second 40 minutes, we managed to get our spacing right and cover their threats.
So Andrew, you feel at any time that the Bulls were about to deliver probably that knockout run they do to teams like Loftus, especially with the altitude on their side?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a very tough place to win, and that's why I love playing here. But again, they were coming off a big trip from Argentina. We knew they were going to be dangerous when they come back to home. They love playing here, and they play that style that they like to run you off your feet. And there was a very dangerous period there in the second half where we needed to step up, and I think we did that, and we got a good result in the end.
Sam, how big was the stopping them, those 4 line-out drives that they tried?
Yeah, well,
in the context of the game.
Massive. We spoke to the guys out there. There was a really big moment, and we wanted to deliver because last week we didn't, and the Lions got 3 more tries, and the end of the day, that was the difference last week, and this week we really aimed up and we wanted to nullify that, and we did, and that was the turning point in the game, I think.
So when you look at this result as well, the context of your guys' season and the ambitions of the club itself, do you feel as if it soothes the heartache of the losses that you've suffered during the course of the season?
A little bit. I mean, we're a very proud club, and we don't like losing at the best of times, but it hasn't been due to the effort this year, and we've been knocking, and it's good to get a result, especially away in a place like this, because it's not many teams win here, and it's just good to enjoy those moments. But again, we're not world beaters yet. We've got to go back home and do it again next week against the Sunwolves.
And there was a report in the Canberra Times this week about crowd figures there back in Canberra, and the fact that there was a warning from Brumbies saying that the club could maybe cease to exist. Obviously, wins like this help get people back in seats.
Yeah, I think so. Look, the Rebels game, it was cold, it was wet. We had, obviously the crowd was just over 5,000. You'd like to think that not just tonight's performance, but last week's performance as well shows our fans and our supporters what we're about as a club. I think the boys have shown tremendous resilience and stuck tight together and played some nice footy over the last couple of weeks. And the last thing we spoke about, whilst we will enjoy the win, what's really important to us is going home and putting in a really good performance and a brand of rugby that we want to play in front of our home supporters next Sunday afternoon. So I know there's a push for 15,000 people there, and wins like tonight hopefully make that figure realistic.
We obviously talk about the crowd figures here quite a bit as well, and about the state of Super Rugby as well. Is there maybe too much emphasis placed on those sort of things, and the ratio of wins against New Zealand teams from Australian sides from you guys?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look, the Waratahs challenged the Chiefs again tonight. The Reds were unlucky against the Highlanders, I suppose. Yeah, I mean those sort of things are the media. It's a headline, isn't it? When you haven't beaten a New Zealand side for 40 games. I think from a Brumbies point of view, that there hasn't been too many times that we've lost to New Zealand teams in recent years where it's been one-sided by any means. It's just a trend that continued, and it's finished from the Waratahs' point of view, obviously not from the other teams. But look, crowd numbers, you want to play in front of stadiums that are packed, and you want to play in front of 15,000, 20,000 people in your home stadium, and it's not that long ago that we were doing that regularly, So, and from a commercial point of view, it's important. You've as a club, you've got to have revenue and bring money through the door so that you can remain viable. So the reality is it's important.
All good?
Yes, Sam, just from a player's point of view, your thoughts on people saying Super Rugby it's almost dead, and the Aussie sides are struggling to keep up with the New Zealand and South African teams. What's your thoughts on that?
I don't think we're struggling to keep up with the South African teams. I mean, the Kiwis are top class at the moment. We beat the Bulls here, we beat the Sharks at home. I guess we focus one match at a time, and I don't know what the crowd figures were here tonight, but they probably weren't much more than what we had last week. So I'm remaining positive, and we're just focusing on what we can do to win matches.
Thanks, James.
Thanks, guys.